you guys already know from last video, this is how I always pick out my video. The first one that I see from the area, it could be Dr. Bob, SCP-3998, all that. I just pick it. If it looks interesting, I click it. If it's my recommendation, I click it. Alright, you guys already know. Reacting to SCP-3998 The Wicker, which lives. That's an animation. I don't know anything about this SCP. It looks kind of fine from the thumbnail that I saw in the recommendation section. You guys already know about Dr. Bob. Always fire. Who's in the description? Go check him out. I'll be happy to give you one more subscriber. And yeah, let's get it started. Yeah, there you go. All right. Everything's good, I think.
We have
okay, I don't know if it's me or is it here that's too loud. Let me make sure everything's good. Alright, I think everything's good.
Confession.
Let's look, it was loud.
Which as brazen as you.
Hopefully it's a lot for you guys.
At the stake. The crowd gathered in the small room bursts into a cheer as the judge hands down the sentence.
I think the camera's
accused woman doesn't react though. She looks neither scared nor afraid, but simply resigned.
Oh yeah, float ahead, you know, green shirt.
To her fate. No time is to be wasted in carrying out the punishment that the judge has decreed. A pair of constables grab the woman by the arms and
to look like this from the back ages. Okay, you don't know about back ages, you know, witch and everything. They do not care. If they think you're a witch, they will kill you. So this is how pretty much it was, I think. If I remember from reading. If they put you in the lake with, like, let's say a rock or something, and if you die, you are not a witch. If you do live, you're a witch. If they burn you and if you live, you are a witch. If you do get burned and die, you're not a witch. So either way, you're not surviving, pretty much.
A mob follows along as the woman is led through the town, taunting
I think that's how it was.
Calling her a witch, a wife of Satan, and worse names.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem affected by them, though. In fact, she looks as if she can't even see them. Her attention is focused solely on one mysterious woman who walks along with the crowd.
I'm guessing that's the SCP.
Somehow seems disconnected, as if she isn't truly there either. The two women maintain eye contact as the constables keep pushing the condemned woman along. They lead the woman outside of town to a tall hill.
I'm telling you, I always love how Dr. Bob puts his intro, like, oh, he tells the story, and then from the story, he tells what the SCP is. It's just fire. And I'm guessing the SCP was the girl that was walking by her, because she was the only one who could see her. Or maybe she also is the SCP. I don't know. I'm telling you guys, I do not know this SCP.
She has just a moment to rub her sore wrists before she is forced to the ground and lashed to a piece of wood as another group tosses the last logs onto a nearby pile.
But yeah, burn.
Once she is securely tied down, the constables step away. But then another man wearing a hood approaches.
Okay.
He carries a large club and without hesitation begins beating her legs.
That's tough.
The woman's composure finally breaks and she cries in pain from the cracking of her bones. The crowd only cheers louder at the screams from the witch. The beating has left the woman's legs mangled, but this is far from over.
You remember, that is grape juice from inside mannequin. These are all mannequins, you know, moved by animations.
Still strapped to the wood.
Don't give me a good. It could really got like
she hangs like a scarecrow above the.
I almost got one already.
The judge steps forward out of the screaming mob, carrying a torch. He loudly exclaims that for her crimes, she will be burned until dead. But the judge doesn't step forward. He instead announces that another will have the honor of lighting the flame. Another man steps out of the crowd and takes the torch from the judge. He walks towards the pyre and looks up at the woman. She is exhausted from the beating.
Of course.
But she lifts her head. She doesn't look at the man with the torch, though.
She looks at the girl.
She's looking past him, locking eyes with the mysterious woman who walked along with the crowd. The man looks angry, slighted that she won't even meet his eyes in this final moment. And without another moment's hesitation, he tosses the torch onto the pyre.
The screaming and everything.
The wood lights instantly, the tinder combusting and turning into a huge roaring fire.
Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. For me, it's kind of loud to get the headset, but for you guys, it shouldn't be too loud. Hopefully.
The man watches as the woman is lost behind the fire and the smoke, and eventually, her cries too are hidden behind the crackles and pops of the flames. He doesn't move until the fire has nearly burned itself out.
I mean, it's gonna stop moving.
Most of the crowd has left at this point.
Yeah.
Having gone back to their homes, content with the role they played.
Yo, this looks so dark.
As the constables pull a charred torso down from the wood and unceremoniously toss it over a steep side.
Yeah, and that's when they find that it's not a witch or something.
Of the hill, the man finally turns and starts to walk away.
Why is he crying?
A tear rolling down his cheek. The judge
Was it like the
approaches
wife?
and places a hand on the man's shoulder.
Was like
There, the judge says, attempting to comfort the man. You'll find a new wife soon enough.
that was his wife.
Hundreds of people were accused of witchcraft in colonial America, and while it is likely that many were falsely accused, there is reason to believe that some were under the influence of, or were themselves, what we now describe as anomalies. And SCP-3998 is just such an example, better known as The Wicker Witch Lives.
This is so I love the art style. It's cool and fire. The thing is, it's so dark at the same time.
SCP-3998 is a human cadaver which dates from the late 17th century that is covered in 4th-degree burns and is missing its legs. There is also evidence of extensive blunt force trauma, but it is not known if the beating or the burning was the ultimate cause of death. At some point, the remains were collected and fastened into a scarecrow that is held together with wicker, nails, and wire.
What kind of scarecrow is this?
Fashioned from a cadaver is rather unconventional. What brought SCP-3998 to the SCP Foundation's attention were its other anomalous attributes. It constantly secretes a flammable liquid from its bones that
I thought like it stopped moving and everything. I'm like, what?
Primarily consists of ethanol and human fat, and every night between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. the corpse ignites.
Kind of scary.
This fire doesn't cause any damage to the corpse, though, and it is unknown how it produces the flammable liquid or ignites. 3998 does not keep its flames to itself, though. It appears that the SCP targets those who have either killed or physically abused a romantic partner, causing them to catch fire as large quantities of boiling ethanol appear in their stomach. Their midsection will eventually melt and then explode, leading to amputation of the lower half of their body. The fire burns both incredibly hot and
this is dark.
fast.
This is a dark SCP.
Until SCP-3998 is extinguished.
Wow. Oh, we gotta add this is a dark SCP. Because we already know any ad that we get that we do not get paid at least a single penny, we gonna skip it. We gonna mute it and everything. If you guys won't ever get one more ad, watch the whole thing. Thank you for support. But right now there should be no ads yet to enjoy.
A number of historical documents related to the case have been discovered and made available to Foundation researchers that shed light on SCP-3998, including excerpts from a 17th century diary belonging to a woman who lived near where the cadaver was discovered. In the entries, the woman describes attending the wedding of her neighbors, Aidan and Candace Hayes. Though Candace did not seem especially happy with the arrangement. Candace is characterized as someone who likes to keep to herself and who does not conform to the era's idea.
She was getting domestic abuse
of a good wife. As a result, it appears that she became the victim of abuse at the hand of her husband. The diarist hypothesizes that Candace has brought this fate upon herself due to her behavior, which may stem from her being under the hold of the devil.
Guys, I do not condone any domestic abuse and everything. You hear anything, just call something. I'm just saying. But again, why was he crying?
The neighbor believes that Candace is a witch. Others must have had the same suspicion, because we also have records of Candace's interview with a Judge William Stoughton, who questioned her about the accusations of consorting with evil spirits.
What she said?
Candace readily admitted to this, though she disagreed that it was in any way evil. She told the judge that the rituals and magics she practiced were not inherently good or bad, and that anyone was capable of using the same tools. She went on to explain that she hated her husband, that she had been forced to marry him, and that he had been nothing but cruel and violent towards her. Candace also mentioned a name, Clovis, that the judge assumed to be the demon that she had made her cursed pact with. Candace appeared to offer...
See, I'm telling you, anything has to be... They're just gonna say it's, you know, demon, witchcraft, and everything. I'm pretty sure, let's say from now on, let's say we bring any medicine from back then, they're gonna kill you. They're gonna think it's witchcraft.
No defense or excuses for her actions.
And if I do blink a lot, it's because my eyes bothering me, so that's why I blink a lot, so...
Aidan being the one to light the fire. The story of this witch trial was typical of the time, and that likely would have been the end of what we know about SCP-3998. But another historical document was located that has truly given a new perspective to this anomaly. A sealed letter found in the cellar of a home that is addressed to Candace, though it appears to...
Candace, now stop. That's such an old joke.
...have been written after her death. The letter is from her secret lover, and describes how they collected Candace's burnt bones from the bottom of the hill before binding them together with wicker and wire. The letter then describes how Candace's husband has recently restocked his own home with gin, which is well known to be extremely flammable. The letter ends with an...
So, like, is the lover was the girl, the woman that was following her and everything? I also know back then, if you were, let's say, gay or lesbian like that, they do not condone that. You'll probably, like, get hung or something. They just don't like that back then.
Affirmation of the writer's eternal love for Candace and is signed, Clovis.
Alright.
But perhaps the best information we have about the origin of SCP-3998 comes from an obscure local tale that was passed down orally for years and eventually documented on an urban legend website. The legend tells of a woman who promised her soul to a she-devil who taught her magic, but also offered companionship. When her husband found out, he contacted the local authorities and had the woman arrested. She was tried, her legs were broken, and she was hung up like a scarecrow before being burned alive.
It's so dark.
Her body was dumped off the side of a mountain, but the she-devil collected her bones and gave her life again. The need for revenge burned in the woman's heart, so in the middle of the night, she doused herself in her husband's gin, set herself on fire once more, and fell upon him as he slept, burning him alive so he could suffer the way that she did.
That's so dark. At the same time, I don't, you know, lose always sleep for some bad guys that do like real life and everything. I just say
is currently held in a secure holding locker in Site-34 that is fireproofed and vacuum sealed to prevent it from igniting.
It probably was a bad guy. I just don't like domestic abuse.
3998 and its locker are cleaned to remove the secretions of flammable liquid. D-class personnel who have been convicted of domestic abuse crimes are to always be kept at the site to ensure that they are the targets of SCP-3998, which, when it's not allowed to ignite, will result in them only feeling mild discomfort in their head and chest rather than spontaneous combustion. Due to its relatively easy method of containment,
this is so this has been so good but so dark. Okay, I know obviously it's gonna be safe because they have it, you know, contain everything, but like it's so dark. Like look at this art style they have. Like it's dark, but it's so cool. I like the art style, but it's so dark.
Containment SCP-3998 has been classified as safe. However, recent developments have caused the Foundation to rethink this classification.
Yeah,
Despite 3998 being securely contained, the number of arson-related homicides in the state of Massachusetts have actually increased following containment, with many showing the same damage to their body as would be expected in a victim of SCP-3998. And while it may be that these are the result of a yet uncaught serial killer who simply happens to employ similar methods of killing their victims, a recent re-examination of the SCP-3998 corpse has revealed more troubling details. The body of SCP-3998 does not belong to Candace Hayes, and in fact appears to be a male who was in his 30s at the time of his death. Following these new revelations, reclassification of SCP-3998
it's not Keter, it can't be Keter. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Whether SCP-3998 is the body of Candace's husband Aiden, forced to endure an eternal punishment of burning again each and every night, or if it's some other unfortunate victim of a violent and painful death, is unknown. As is the ultimate fate of Candace and Clovis. But with the deaths that would appear to be attributable to SCP-3998 showing no signs of stopping despite containment, it can only be assumed that the Wicker Witch lives. Now go and watch another entry from the files of Dr. Bob.
I like
be sure to subscribe as we delve further and further into the SCP Foundation's
this is one of the older versions, so I don't think there's gonna be something in the end, but this is fine. I like that. It was dark though. Like don't get me wrong, it was dark, but I like it. It was cool. Hey, Koi can't you drop a new video? Yo, look at that, guys. Come on, yo. You guys are like, because I know Koi is one of my favorite YouTubers. Like, I got stuff on him. I even got the 10-minute shirt. I like supporting him. But hey, let me end this video off. This one getting way too long. You guys already know. Hit the subscribe button. We are almost to 5,000 subscribers. We're halfway there. Can you also guys hit the like button? I'm starving. Hit the like button, supports me even more. You don't have to, but supports me. Turn up the notification going on the early again. Which means you'll be in the comment section first. Which brings me to the comment section. Which I'm against play. Does not have to be a Roblox game. You go to my video to react to, but please link the video in the comment section. It'll be easy for me to find. Or couldn't be like, hi, how you doing? I will always try to reply back to you guys. And yeah, pretty much it. It's your boy Frame. Out.